Phil. I'm a member of the Ravensclaw C group. I've been practicing Druidry for 7 years, maybe. Well, Druidry to me is a spiritual path. Druidry is about recognizing the spirit in all things, and that spirit is within nature, and we are part of nature. And through relating to and understanding nature and to connect to it, we understand more about ourselves.
I'm Gail Mioka, and I'm a Druid, a member of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. Druidism or Druidry is a spiritual path that encompasses a reverence for nature and a joy in nature, as well as personal growth. And both of those things are really important to me, and both of those things have been part of the joy of Druidry for me.
Some people could look at it like a religion. I don't really look at it that way because it's not organized enough and dogmatic enough to be considered that. It really is a individual path that one feels pulled towards. It grows out of you. It's something that comes inside of you. An analogy might be some people follow yoga, and it's not their religion, but it's a practice that they do daily, and it becomes part of their life and becomes an important part of the spirituality. And so I guess that's how I think of Druidry. It's a lifestyle. It's a particular path that's followed to increase your spirituality and to realize your own self and your own potential.
My name is Aleth, and I am from Mississippi, raised in Georgia, but currently live in Mississippi and have lived in the Southeast all my life. Druidry to me is a spiritual path, a path through nature to explore mysticism to a certain extent, and to be in touch with nature and with all of the energies of the earth and all of the other wonderful things that are in nature and in the earth.
I've always been spiritual, always been interested in religion and God and all of that, and only knew the Christian perspective on that, and I connected with that for some time, but felt that there was always a piece missing. There was always something missing, and it never quite filled that hole that seemed to be there, and that hole always seemed to be filled by connecting with nature.
I had been looking at different types of pagan spirituality, and I was interested in ancient Egyptian, and I started looking at Druidry as well, and it suited me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the people who were in it.
I've been seeking different, or trying to explore different paths over the last 20 years. I was raised a fundamentalist Christian in the South, and became very disillusioned, not so much with Christianity as with organized, established churches and the way the South has the form of Christianity in the South right now. So exploring different paths, and especially those related to nature, encouraged me to do a lot of reading. And my husband actually found the OBOD website on the internet and put me onto it. And it has definitely been the path that I feel I need to be on.
So although I've grown away from my Christian roots, they're still there, and I don't really find a contradiction between the paths. I no longer actively pursue and follow sort of the Christian traditions. I follow Druidic traditions and follow the cycles of the earth, because that's where I feel moved towards.
I probably, if I really tried, could find Wicca, members of Wicca in the South, but I'm reasonably sure there are no other members of OBOD. There are some Druids down in Baton Rouge, and I've seen one person on Pascagoula on the website, but other than that.
I can't even remember how I really stumbled along this path. It just kind of grew slowly, I guess. Reading a little bit, becoming intrigued maybe with some of the earth-based spirituality stuff and the Wiccan stuff, and maybe doing a little bit of reading, and that's interesting, and the word Druid kept popping up, and I'd kind of read a little bit, and that's interesting, and so until finally this course, the OBOD course, came across my path, and sort of took the leap to take it, and it just spoke to me. It just really seemed to sort of be talking about all those things that I felt.
I do have some Celtic roots, and it just seems, it feels very much at home to me to be within Druidry. I have a feeling that it's growing, though I don't know what to base that on other than the people I see around me. And the direction that it's going in now is one of individual responsibility as well as community, and the combination of those two is very attractive.
Now, since this seems to be some sort of spot of significance, get a bit of sweet grass here. I thought I was just making this stuff up. It's not just a purely self-interested path either, because there's very much a focus, especially as you progress in Druidry around service. And service is really defined as understanding your own particular gifts and strengths and applying those into the world. So it is about moving the world forward, and some of that service could be to the natural world in terms of getting involved in environmental movements and things like that. And part of it could be through teaching others and awareness building. And so you're giving. It's very much a giving back to the world.
No one knows except my family. And I know that legally nothing could be done by my workplace or anything, but I believe that they would make my life and my work situation uncomfortable to the point that they would try to ease me out if my paganism were known. So no one knows but my family.
Well, I think the retreat this weekend really provides an opportunity for like-spirited people to connect and to explore those common interests and feelings that they have, and to provide expression to them in a collective sort of setting. We're kind of scattered around, and we don't have a lot of opportunities to connect with others, and the little C groups that are formed here and there tend to be small and sort of isolated, so it's a way of connecting to our larger Druid community.
Once the fire gets going, then I'll have all the rocks covered at all times, just to preserve the heat, but also there's a risk that because of the heat they might explode. So it's kind of dangerous. Yeah. Or you keep wood over top of them all the time. Just getting a little worried there.
Right, and then this comes and oh, okay. Your left leg points. One more yes. My socks.
Yeah, and it's much faster than this. Shall I tell you the pace? It's
Not yet.
okay.
This is what we're going to be doing tonight.
The point of the retreat for the Dragon's Path is twofold. One is to draw together the Druid community from Canada and North America, because so much of what happens within OBOD is focused in Britain, and we wanted to make that sense of community over here too. And the second part of it was that we wanted to get in touch with the spirits of this land, since this is where we live.
Forward. And then keep this foot here.
Okay.
That's pointing. But you don't press it down because you're moving it again.
Okay.
Then you step forward, and as you step forward, you're bringing your hand. Which hand? Let me read my instructions.
Probably don't have enough.
Touch, back, two, and then you kind of pull these arms apart.
Snap each other.
2, 3, and cross, and we are ready to start.
Oh wait, I missed this
cross.
cross. I now lost all the parts.
Okay, so you turn.
3.
1, 2, 3, and this left leg.
As you move through the grades, at the end of each grade, you're asked, and everything is always asked, nothing is ever a requirement in Druidry. They ask you to consider providing a gift to the order, and it could be anything. It's really just doing something that adds to the Druid movement or just Druidry in general, and it could be something public or just something that you do totally privately and you're just giving it to the spirits. So putting this retreat together really was part of my gift to the order.
I've been participating in sweats for the past 4 years. Inside the lodge, there's a pit, there's a hole, right? And what you do is you heat up a certain amount of rocks inside the fire. After they've heated up to a certain temperature, you take them out of the fire and then you put them inside the pit. When they're in there, they create a heat, and then you put water on top of them, or some kind of medicine liquid solution, and it creates a steam effect. So basically a sweat lodge isn't a sauna or a steam bath, it's a combination of both. This particular structure, it's not mine, so I'm assuming that the person who built this was inspired by Native Americans, right? Because the sweat lodge, like in terms of Celtic culture and its use, has dwindled nearly to extinction, right? But with Native American spirituality, it's taken it's got kind of like a jolt back into it, right? So the structure itself is very similar in all cultures. It's a dome-shaped structure, and it represents Mother Earth. So when you go in there, you're returning back to the womb of your mother, and when you come out, you're all wet, right? And that's the same thing as when you come out of your mother at the original birth. So the sweat lodge is a healing ceremony where you go in and you rebirth to that new life, to walking that good life. And although Celts don't believe in the concept of sin, right? This Christian concept. It gets rid of that negative energy, right? All that karmic crap, right? That we carry with us, so we can once again walk in the world with a good mind.
One of the things I've found in Druidry, and I mean among other groups of people that are exploring their spirituality, is that they are much more aware of the world situation, of problems with ecology and the environment, of politics, of the state of the world, and the fact that we are one world, that this is now a global community and not little independent, isolated groups that are cut off from one another the way we may have been many, many years ago. But today we are one world, and we have to live that way. We cannot keep isolating ourselves.